Scottish National Party Manifesto Summary, entitled Taking Scotland Forward. This recording is an audio version of the printed document. Message from Alex Salmond, Leader. These elections are about Scotland. You will choose the best government for our nation. Scotland needs a Scottish government that's working hard for people in every part of this country. Over these past 4 years, progress has been made. In many ways, Scotland is better than before. Our nation is safer, with 1,000 more police in our communities. Treatment in our health service is better and faster, and we've kept it close to home. Family budgets have been protected by the SNP, with the council tax frozen, prescription charges scrapped, and bridge tolls removed. Class sizes are at a record low in our primary schools. Exam results at a record high in our secondaries, and more young Scots are in modern apprenticeships than ever before. Scotland is on a journey. This manifesto follows the most extensive consultation undertaken by a Scottish political party. It sets out the next steps, our ideas and ambitions for the next 5 years. With an SNP government putting Scotland first, there's much more we can achieve. Progress has been made, but there is more to do. With your help, together we can and we will make Scotland better. Alex Salmond, Leader. Council tax frozen. We'll freeze the council tax throughout the next Parliament, enabling households to keep more of the money they earn. NHS protected. We will protect the NHS budget, allowing us to deliver faster and better treatment, including the earlier detection and treatment of cancer. Extra police. We will continue to drive down crime by keeping the 1,000 extra police in our communities and by taking more money from criminals to give back to the communities they've damaged. Creating jobs. We'll work to win new job-creating powers for the Scottish Parliament. Scotland's future. We'll give Scots the opportunity to decide our nation's future in an independence referendum. Energy windfall. We will increase our renewables target to 100% by 2020, ensuring 130,000 jobs are delivered in the low-carbon economy. Youth skills. We'll build the skills of young Scots with 100,000 training opportunities each year, including 25,000 modern apprenticeships. Free education. We'll keep university education free, so that access to higher education is based on the ability to learn, not the ability to pay. Futures Fund. We'll deliver a fairer Scotland with a new £250 million Scottish Futures Fund, using the savings realised from the 4th replacement crossing. Better schools. And we'll ensure a fair start for young Scots with new investment in early years and a school building programme that'll cut by half the number of pupils in crumbling schools. Progress has been made. In this first 4-year term of the first ever Scottish National Party government, progress has been made here in Scotland. Together as a nation, we've faced and overcome the biggest global economic shock for 4 generations. The impact of that economic crisis will be felt for years to come, with reduced public spending, and too many of our fellow Scots still out of work. However, we are growing stronger once again. Scotland is on a journey, and the path ahead is a bright one. Now is a time for Scotland to keep moving forward, and if we do, prosperity and opportunity will come. Together, we can make Scotland fairer. The SNP stands in this election on our record, our team, and on our vision for Scotland's future. We too have been on a journey. Many lessons have been learnt, and as a government and as a party, we're stronger today than we were in May 2007. And thanks to the support of the many Scots who voted SNP in 2007, much has been achieved. Crime rates are at a 32-year low. Major companies are investing in Scotland, creating new jobs. Class sizes in our primaries are the lowest in history. Family budgets have been protected. Waiting times in the NHS are shorter, and we're leading the world in offshore renewable technology. And there's more to do. Jobs will be a top priority for our next term. We're stepping up our efforts with new support for young Scots. Youth Employment Scotland will offer 100,000 training opportunities, including 25,000 modern apprenticeships each year for the next 5 years. As part of our work to secure more jobs for Scotland, we will continue our efforts to bring new job-creating powers to the Scottish Parliament. With the support of Scots in this election, we'll press for improvements to the current Scotland Bill to bring greater financial responsibility to the Scottish Parliament. This will include responsibility for corporation tax and excise duty, enhanced borrowing powers, and responsibility for the Crown Estate Commission, and will bring forward our proposals to give Scots a vote on full economic powers through an independence referendum. We can enhance the bill and give our nation the freedom it needs to flourish by taking on more responsibilities here in Scotland. The independence we propose for Scotland is exactly for this purpose. It is with independence, the natural state for nations like Scotland, that we will have the ability to determine our own destiny and build the best future for our country. We, the people of Scotland, have the greatest stake in our future. That's why we're best placed to govern ourselves. Wealthier and fairer. In 2007, we said that Scotland could be wealthier and fairer, and despite the global downturn, progress has been made and is still being made. As of this month, we know that almost 80,000 Scottish businesses are being helped as a result of our small business bonus, with 60,000 small Scottish firms paying no business rates at all. In addition, on a personal and family level, our decision to freeze the council tax for 4 years is saving the average Scottish family over £300. These are just our first steps. As is only fair, we will protect the current concessionary travel scheme. We will continue the council tax freeze throughout this Parliament. Over the period of the next Parliament, we will consult with others to produce a fairer system based on ability to pay, to replace the council tax, and will put this to the people at the next election, by which time Scotland will have more powers over income tax. We'll also continue with the small business bonus, and remain committed to ensuring the Scottish poundage remains at least in parity with England. Healthier. In 2007, we said that Scots could be healthier, with faster NHS treatment and healthcare close to home. Since then, 330,000 Scots have been treated in the local A&Es and hospital units we've saved, including the A&Es at Monklands and Ayr, and the maternity units in Inverclyde and Vale of Leven. And treatment is faster too. Waiting times are almost a fortnight faster for outpatients and nearly 3 weeks shorter for inpatients. This is a testament to the hard work of Scotland's NHS staff. And of course there's more to do. We are pledged to protect the NHS budget in Scotland. Scotland's National Health Service will receive in full the Barnett consequentials from increases in health spending down south. That will allow us to continue improving treatment, with a particular focus on faster cancer diagnosis and treatment, and more flexible access to primary care. And Scotland's NHS will remain firmly in the public sector. We will not follow the route adopted in England, which will lead to the dismemberment of the NHS. Smarter. In 2007, we said that Scotland could be smarter, with more free nursery education, smaller class sizes, new schools, and more help for students. Since then, despite the pressure on budgets and Labour and Tories opposing many of our plans, progress has been made. Each year, 100,000 preschool Scots receive extra free nursery education, helping them learn and making life a little easier for their parents. class sizes at a record low in our primaries, and exam results at a record high in our secondaries. And in our colleges and universities, students are receiving additional financial support through bursaries, loans and grants, and backdoor tuition fees have been scrapped. And as we move forward, the SNP is committed to expanding preschool support. We'll create a new Sure Start Fund designed to deliver improved life chances for young Scots. We've ruled out tuition fees and are committed to keeping higher education free. We will reduce by half the number of pupils in crumbling schools and improve standards in our schools by putting our full weight behind the curriculum for excellence. Greener. In 2007, we said Scotland could be greener, with more renewable energy and tough new climate change targets. And since then, Scotland has powered ahead and, as a nation, risen to the climate challenge. Over recent months, major international and Scottish companies have announced huge investment in research and development and manufacturing facilities, which will bring thousands of new jobs. They recognise Scotland's wealth of green energy resources. We've passed the industrialised world's most ambitious climate change legislation and are working hard to deliver a 42% reduction in greenhouse gas emissions by 2020. Indeed, Scotland is now over halfway to reaching that target. And as we move forward, we will provide the investment and support Scotland needs to ensure we reach our target of 130,000 jobs in the low-carbon economy by 2020. Scotland can produce 100% of the electricity that we need from renewables by 2020, and we will also continue to export electricity from a variety of power sources. We'll protect the Climate Challenge Fund, and with our action on green skills, we'll make sure more Scots are equipped to play their part in our renewables revolution. We will continue to oppose UK plans for new nuclear power stations. Safer and stronger. In 2007, we said Scotland's communities could be safer, with more police on our streets and an end to the revolving door prison culture that did too little to stop reoffending. And Scotland now has the lowest crime rates for 32 years. Thanks to the 1,036 extra police on our streets, crime rates are down, and violent crime is down, including a 30% fall in knife crime. Fear of crime is falling, and the most serious offenders are being sentenced to longer prison sentences, as they should be. And over these past 4 years, £40 million has been seized from Scotland's criminals, allowing us to create opportunities for 500,000 young Scots. As we work to make Scotland even safer, we will change the law to take more money from more criminals to invest back into our communities. We will maintain the 1,000 extra police on our streets and take new action to clamp down on serious and organised crime, with new serious crime prevention orders. The next stage of Scotland's journey. Throughout the rest of this manifesto, we set out in more detail the values that guide us as a party and our vision and ideas for the next 5 years of an SNP government. Over these past 4 years, progress has been made. Together, we're making Scotland better. At this election, we can protect that progress and take the next steps towards a Scotland that truly flourishes. I have no doubt the best is yet to come. Alex Salmond, First Minister. Our vision, the next 5 years. 5-year council tax freeze. By 2015 to 16, we'll have saved the average household £1,239 over 8 years. Growth agenda. Growth companies, growth sectors, growth markets. 130,000 jobs in our low-carbon economy by 2020, re-industrialising Scotland. 100,000 training opportunities, including 25,000 apprentices a year. Support for small business. Export support package. Target 50% increase in 6 years. And finally, Cities Agenda, led by the DFM as our city's minister, to create more jobs and deliver higher growth. An SNP government working for jobs. We'll deliver 100,000 training places each year for young Scots, including 25,000 apprenticeships. We'll maintain the small business bonus scheme. We'll accelerate delivery of superfast broadband through our £50 million New Generation Digital Fund. And finally, we'll take forward a city's agenda, designed to create more jobs and deliver higher levels of sustainable economic growth, with the Deputy First Minister becoming City's Minister. Delivering prosperity and a more sustainable future. Our plans will see 130,000 jobs in the low-carbon economy by 2020, and will increase Scotland's renewable generation target to 100% by 2020. And finally, we'll protect the Climate Challenge Fund, supporting community-led initiatives as we work to meet our target of a 42% reduction in greenhouse gas emissions. Health treatment faster and better. We'll protect NHS budget in real terms over the next term, spending over £1 billion extra. New £30 million Detect Cancer Early initiative to increase early diagnoses by 30%. Cast iron commitment to keep NHS public and free, in contrast to other parts of the United Kingdom. Rolling out family nurse partnerships to the whole of Scotland. And finally, we'll reintroduce minimum pricing legislation. Scots safer in their communities. We'll maintain the extra 1,000 police officers that we have recruited. We'll further expand the Cashback for Communities scheme to cover more crimes, allowing us to invest even more in our young people. Cracking down even further on gangsters with new Gangster ASBOs. And finally, Victims' Rights Bill to enshrine in law the rights of victims, giving Scots a fair start in life. A £50 million Sure Start Fund to help improve our young people's life chances and opportunities. Continue with our school building programme and cut the number of kids in crumbling schools by 60,000. We're ruling out any tuition fees or graduate contribution. And finally, invest in our young talent. A fair deal for Scotland's families. We'll freeze the council tax for a full parliamentary term. As has always been the case, it'll be fully funded with an extra £70 million per year cumulative. We'll keep Scottish Water in public hands and freeze water bills for 2 years. We'll maintain free prescriptions. And finally, roll out living wage and no compulsory redundancies in public sector. A Scotland that stands taller in the world. We're committed to letting Scots have their say on independence in a referendum. We'll continue with the highly successful Expo Fund and introduce a new Young Scots Fund and encourage emerging talent in our studios, on our stages and sports fields. And finally, we'll protect spending on international development and continue to promote nuclear disarmament. SNP standing on our strong record. Wealthier and fairer. 4-year council tax freeze, saving average family over £300. 80,000 businesses saving up to £4,100 a year through small business bonus scheme. Healthier. Saved A&E units at Monklands and Ayr, and maternity services at Vale of Leven and Inverclyde. Local services for hundreds of thousands of patients. Waiting times at record low. 2 weeks faster for outpatients, 3 weeks for inpatients. Hospital infections down 70%. Free prescriptions, ending the tax on ill health. Smarter restored free higher education. We're the only major party who never voted for fees. Primary class sizes at a record low. Exam results at a record high. Delivering a record 25,000 apprenticeships this year, 60% more than Labour's last year. Greener passed world-leading climate change legislation. Kick-started a renewable revolution. Major international and Scottish companies investing in research and development in Scotland. Safer and stronger. 1,000 extra police delivered, helping crime fall to 32-year low. Knife crime down by almost 1/3 since 2007. Cashback for communities. £40 million of seized criminal assets invested in youth projects. End of SNP Manifesto summary. Whilst every effort has been made to ensure the accuracy of this text, the original documentation should be relied upon as the true and accurate version. End of recording.
Together we'll stand, divided we'll fall. Come on now, people, let's get on the ball and work together. Come on, come on.